So I heard you want to buy an IS250. Well, let me give you some things you should know before you buy one.
So first things first is this car is powered by a 2.5-liter natural aspirated V6. It makes 204 horsepower and 184 or 85 pounds-feet of torque. Now to address the elephant in the room, yes, the 250 is direct injection only, which means it will accumulate carbon buildup, especially in its higher age or higher mileage anyway. I think they fixed this around on the 2010 model year, so if you want to kind of minimize and avoid those problems, just get a 2010 and above. They pretty much have kind of rectified that. Also, there's not too many performance modifications you can do to this engine. Kind of the same with the 350. You can do full bolt-ons and do a tune, but for very little power gains on the 250, I don't really think it's worth it. Especially if you try to supercharge it. The supercharger is like $10,000, I think, which honestly for a car like this, it should be around like between $1,000 to $3,000, honestly. Because like I said, the power gains are so small, and it doesn't make sense to buy a supercharger for this car, and it's pretty much the value of this car. Now this car is a 0 to 60 between 7 to 7.5 seconds. So just know that if you're purchasing one of these, that it's not going to be very fast. The IS250 is very quick and quicker than this car, of course. So if you're wanting a little bit more quicker for a daily, then I would go for the 350. Now with that being said, the IS250 is more of a comfortable daily driver. This is the entry model Lexus in the IS lineup, so you're gonna get, of course, the less horsepower. This car is meant to be a peppy, sporty, and comfortable daily, honestly. And I wouldn't use it for anything more than that. You're not gonna win any races, maybe not that many anyway. The performance and everything is very adequate. I mean, I feel like it matches the speed of pretty much every other car on the road. I mean, most new cars nowadays still make in the 100 and something horsepower range. So the next thing is the fuel economy. Fuel economy is not that great, honestly, for a car on 204 horsepower. Now, that being said, it is still a V6. So, and V6s are not that much fuel efficient compared to 4-cylinders and stuff like that. And this car is a little bit heavier too as well. So you gotta keep that in mind before you buy one of these. Now, the next thing is, most people won't even know the difference between a 250 and 350 unless they look at the badging in the rear and actually drive one. But with that being said, you're gonna get compliments on this car regardless, especially if you keep it nice and clean and like modified like how I have it. You're gonna receive a lot of compliments. This car is not super flashy, but it's just enough to where people will notice it. It doesn't get the wrong attention, so that's always good. At the end of the day, though, this car is very reliable. Like I said, this car refuses to die. I mean, I had to fix a couple of things: starter, fuel pressure sensor, batteries. I knew how to get a new terminal for the battery, for the cables anyway. I think that's about it. But this car has been very reliable, honestly, and don't let the carbon buildup issue kind of keep you away from buying this car if you want to buy it. If you just want to use it as a daily, this would be a perfect choice. At the end of the day, it is a Lexus through and through, so you can expect many trouble-free miles. I mean, there's some things you can do to minimize the carbon buildup. For one, don't let this car idle like for a long time, like I'm doing right now. I'll probably shut off in a few. Two, make sure you drive it hard. These cars like to be driven hard, so kind of help burn some of that carbon buildup off. Do that. Number three, do any type of fuel system clean, walnut blasting to get the carbon buildup off the valves and everything in the intake manifold. Also, put in premium gas, do your oil changes and stuff on time. Just make sure you just stay on top of maintenance on this car, because it will last you a long time. It's a good investment, honestly. Now, if you're a young person like me, between the ages of 25 or younger, you're still in school and whatnot, just be mindful that this car, if you're not really as hands-on, like with DIYs and stuff like that, just know that the labor and stuff to fix stuff is kind of costly, especially in the engine, because there's not really much room to work with, and stuff is just kind of a little compact. Now, I don't think this car is difficult to work on, but just keep that in mind. The labor prices are a little high for this car if you're not a handyman. Without that being With that being said, guys, I really do recommend the IS250. I know a lot of people clowning this car. You may see on the internet, on TikTok, but if you really want to get this car, don't let people's opinion of it, stop you for what you really want to do. I love this car. I had a great experience with this car. Some people may not have the same experience as me, but I know for me, this car has treated me well, and it's really helped me out a lot, being reliable transportation. So, and I really do appreciate that. That was one thing I was looking for when I was shopping for a car. And this was pretty much on the top of my list, along with a few other cars. But I thank you guys for watching, and stay tuned for more.